Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. There I am. Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to share a little bit of time, a little bit of peace, some inspiration, some encouragement, and hopefully some, just some different ideas of the way we live, the things that we know, the things that we've heard about. Because I think a little bit differently than I used to think in the past. I think a little bit differently than many people who I know. And I kind of love the way that I think. It's been the new ways of thinking that I've found. I'm going to jump right into it today, brothers and sisters. I'll come back and welcome as we go, but Thursday thoughts. Think like a rock star and success will follow, right? What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, we're going to get into this a little bit more. My words today, if we don't dream big, this is what I remember from my experience before I found dreams, before I found goals, before I found a real purpose in my life. I didn't dream big. And when we don't dream big, we're likely to create excuses or even fight to stay the same. Our dreams become fulfilled by those who are committed to their success. And that is what it's really about. Living your dream, finding your dream, creating your dream, growing your dream, nurturing your dream, becoming the dream, becoming the life of your dreams. It's possible. When you allow yourself to adapt, when you allow yourself to stay committed, to stay devoted, your dream life may just become realized. Everything is possible, and this is what I've been coming to know for certain. Let me do this. Regarding the thumbnail and the stream, the idea of Jesus Christ as the rock, right? So the thumbnail was think like a rock star and success will follow. So if you can consider Jesus Christ as the rock, think like a Jesus star, a star for Jesus. Think like a star for Jesus today. Don't you think that might increase your odds of success and realizing the dream that you want to know? That's what I've been counting on, to be honest. I'm sincere in what I'm saying. Am I foolish? I don't know. The future will reveal the results. The results aren't mine to choose. The only thing I get to choose, just like you and everybody else, is I choose my journey. I choose the direction. I choose the intensity that I want to apply. I choose the directions that I want to explore. I choose. And you know what I've learned to choose, brothers and sisters? I've learned to choose love. The love that was demonstrated for us all through the stories, through the examples of Jesus, the Christ, Yeshua. There's a lot to be learned there. My own personal thoughts, my own inspirations could really be kind of summed up right there already, but I am in a great state of energy, feeling divine, and so I have dropped the link for those who may wish to join. You are welcome. And, I would invite, actually, for those who want to kind of explore, what could my dream be? If I was to shoot for the moon from the perspective I've got, what would the trajectory take me? What direction would I go? I'm seeing so much love pouring in. Blessings to all of you who are joining now, who may join at a later time. And, let me address something that, for those who may not know, there is some new viewers. I've captured some attention, received some attention through the, is it Kendra G? her singles live show. So if you happen to be tuning in today and you're waiting for a response for me, please be patient. The response was quite interesting. A lot of people slid into the DMs, so they say, if I'm using the term right. Hey, this is what I've learned for sure. And it's just so obvious. It's so simple. Guys, our God, our Creator is so divine, so amazing, so mysterious, so glorious. Our Creator is just, wow, wow, God, wow. I mean, I spent a lot of time thinking about these things. And here's something humbly I recognize. It's real easy for me to say now, especially after the practice and what I've been learning, it's real easy for me to say, settle into this moment and receive all the love and all the gratitude you can find. It's really easy for me to say that to you. It's easy for me to do too, to settle into this moment right now and receive all the love and the gratitude that I can find. Even when I'm alone, I find a lot of love and gratitude. And, but it's come with practice. And I realize everybody else doesn't have the same life. They haven't had the opportunity to detach, right? To face the fears of, well, what if this paycheck isn't there? What if I do run out of money? What if? Many people have avoided the situations I found myself in, thankfully. Thankfully, I've avoided many of the situations others may have found themselves in, thankfully. Boy, I'm always finding things to be grateful for. That's what cracks me up. That is sincerely what cracks me up. Brothers and sisters, we are a part of something amazing and divine. Provo, thank you. I am a fan of you so much. All of us. We thank you. I'm pursuing this path. Ooh, damn it. I've been making a few choices that I wonder if they've interfered with me, but I've been enjoying this adventure of being Jack. See, to tie it back to the thumbnail and to my topics of considering living like a rock star. And in today's idea, this is where I was a little reluctant with this image. Think like a rock star. My first thoughts come to like Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses, and the big named bands with reputations of with reputations. I don't promote that. I don't seek fame. I don't seek glory. But if you consider Jesus as the rock and become a star for the Christ, that is what I think we're to do. And here's a man I truly do admire and enjoy, if it's the right one.
Yo, what's up, Jack? How are you, sir?
It is. How are you, brother? Great to see you today.
I'm well. I had a question for you, Jack. Do you what kind of music do you listen? Are you a music guy?
Sometimes.
Do you enjoy music? Okay. What kind of stuff do you listen to? Like what have you listened to recently? What are you on like lately?
Recently, my favorite bands are like Grizz, Low Key. Low Key is kind of rap, and then Marlon Craft, he's another kind of rapper.
Oh, you like a lot of rap, huh?
A little bit of it.
Well,
There's
that's just what you're listening to now.
yes,
Okay.
but the other side of that, there's a band or a lady. I don't know what's correct. Snatum Kaur, Snatkamkaur, I think. She's got a glorious voice, and her songs are all about the divine and love and
What
God.
what what is she like? What is like soul music or something?
Um,
How
I
would you
don't.
describe it?
I'm not sure. There, here, I'll pull her up. See if this works. How do I do this? Snatum Kaur.
Oh, okay.
Like, which one? Here, I'll just pick. I don't know if I've heard this.
See Slow State, Fat Cynthia.
What's up, Paul?
That's a little taste.
Okay, I see. I
Her,
was just curious what kind of stuff you listen to.
I listened to a little bit of everything before I started changing my values. Eminem was probably one of my favorites. 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, a little bit of everything. Hey, welcome, Paul. Good to see you, bro.
What's up, Paul? How are you, sir? Is he there?
I'm not sure. Welcome, brother. Charlie Chapchin.
Jack, you had me muted. You know that when you mute me, I don't unmute myself. That's bad etiquette. You're in control.
I didn't consider that. Thank you for that reminder, brother. You are very respectful in that regard. Thank you.
Greetings, Mr. Talcott.
Greetings to you.
It feels good to be back to my second home.
You are welcome.
Finally, the sanctions have been lifted. Finally.
Well, today we are exploring. We're finding ways in which to how do we work together? What can we do? Here's something though. With you comes a lot of others who think that they're now safe to treat me how they think they should. And little baby Jesus, you can take a hike.
Wait, is that Christos?
Yeah.
What did Christos do?
Oh, yeah, he's not welcome.
He's persona non grata now?
Well, he's just been really a real detriment to my experience. I mean, he doesn't bring me any joy at all. It's just insults and criticism, and it's like, why? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? So I know he's doing it because he's trying to please you, Paul. I assume. I don't want to.
Yeah, we can't assume. I mean, he may just have a perspective that's in line with mine, and he may just hold to that like I do. So, I mean, with that said, he could, again, I don't have any need for him or anyone else to be here necessarily, but in the interest of living the information that you speak, every day is a new day. Every now is a new now. Everybody's open to reconciliation and resolution. Yeah, I mean, and you can always transmute whatever it is he puts forth. He can say whatever he wants to you and about you. It's about what you answer to and what you believe about yourself.
Well, this is true, and part of this though too is I know the audience is watching me, and so they're wondering how much disrespect do I allow in my home. You know,
Yeah, but
where
that's an
do I-
appeal to a false authority, and that's a group consciousness. You
well-
can't presume that the audience would rather see you divided and disconnected from someone for a reason rather than live your spiritual information.
Well, the other part is I know some people do tune in to hear my voice, and you know, when it gets to a point where I'm just being ignored, or you know, when it turns into diminishing Jack, well, then it's not any value for me to offer my viewers here. So Christos, he's in the back, he's saying he's here with peace. 5-speed is actually another one who's been quite an opposition to me. But you're right, Paul, it's a brand new day. And please be respectful. And Christos, as you offered, if you just want to sit and be silent, well, I'm not sure that I want that.
Well, I'll offer anything as I see fit, and you know, just be respectful and here to participate when it's fit. So,
Fair enough.
thanks.
Oh, or Jack, pay attention. You've got 6 panels full now. You've got 10 available. We're hoping to fill the panel up with peace.
Peace is the goal, man. Amen. And welcome, 5-speed.
Greetings, Jack. Good to see you.
Thank you. Snafu, you are in the back and you will not be coming up today. I've told you before that until you figure out to have a conversation with me like an adult, you can demonstrate it at least offline, because you call me. You got no problem calling me, but you have a problem having conversations. So,
Okay, can we give him a limited opportunity to see what he has for us right now? And then if it's the usual, then we can, okay.
not
Jack, I remind you, every breath we take is an act of God, and it only takes one breath.
amen, brother. Hey, welcome, London. Good to see you, brother.
What's going on, Jack? Mic check, mic check. How am I sounding?
You're a bit soft. You know, your mic adjusts though. I've learned that your mic adjusts, so I'm not gonna mess with it.
Hey, this is one of the reasons why I hate playing from home, because my mic is shit.
You're good. You know,
All right.
here I am. Golly geez,
Thank you, Jack.
I'm a man of reason, and I'll try to honor my words. So,
Mr. Jack, do you not see what my name said? I even said I come in peace, and you were already saying I'm not in peace. I came in peace, and you're backstage, and you're already making.
Wait a second. If you came in peace back there, you're gonna have to wipe up before you leave.
And you,
I will.
yeah, and that's wipe up what you just said, because that proves you didn't come in peace. If you're
No,
gonna
you
make
not
a
see my
declare,
name?
if you're gonna make a declaratory statement like that, then stick with it, Jack. I
Okay,
just want to
I come
remind
in
you the
peace.
name. Okay, thank you. That's all that
You're
needs to be
welcome,
said.
David.
hey, Snafu, there is a reason that that you're treated the way that you are, and it has a lot to do
No, I'm
with
sure.
how you behave. Okay, so hey, this
May I say something to that?
yes, but be brief. There's another guest.
There's a reason why you're treated the way you are too. That's it.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
You said there's a reason I'm treated the way I'm treated. There's a reason you're treated the way you are too. That's all I gotta say.
Fair enough. I'd like you to look at and consider how is it you've been treating me. But let's not pause there, because we've got another. I haven't had the pleasure in quite a while. Welcome, Jackie. It's great to see your beautiful, bright smile again.
Thank you, Jack. How are you?
I'm feeling blessed. I sincerely feel blessed. Thank you.
Good. Do you want me to let Snafu finish? I can let Snafu finish.
Oh, I'm done, Jackie. I'm in peace. What's going on, Fox?
Not much. Just got to work here. I'm listening in. And Jack, I just wanted to tell you honestly that as I was watching you over at Paul's earlier, that like how you like to always say how, I don't know if, how you said that you trigger egos. I also want to say that I want to thank you because you were actually a mirror for me. And you've done this for me throughout my journey with you, is that you showed me a mirror of me, of something that I have been doing recently. And I had to text Josh and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been doing that. And it just gave me some clarity watching your interaction with Paul, because I mean, it wasn't for a really good thing, because when Paul said, Jack, you're tantruming, and I said, wow, I've been kind of doing that the past few days, thinking it was me being in the right and something I was going through. And really, as I was listening to Paul speak to you, I don't know if this makes any sense at all. As I was seeing Paul speak to you, I was seeing like Josh's words come out, at you. And I was seeing it from a whole different, like a third person perspective. So it actually helped me to see something in myself. So I wanted to come up just to say thank you for that, even though it wasn't really a positive thing.
Right.
It did something positive for me because you were tantrum.
Hey,
I
Jack,
may have been. Go ahead, brother. Yeah.
why is your mod not being peaceful? We're all here in peace. We're all here loving and caring. Jackie shared a great story, and your mod M said, fuck this, I'm out. And then said, love all my stuff. And that's one of your mods. How come they're not being peaceful? We come in peace today.
Well, before the stream started, I gave the go ahead and block your alts.
Oh, so you're not being peaceful.
Well,
I get it.
Well, snafu. There comes a point where you've proven and proven and proven.
So because of M's issues with me,
But
because of
but
hosting
listen,
issues
he's
with me.
already overcome that, so don't live in the past.
All right,
He's already
you're right.
overcome that. You're up here. Thank you.
You're right, Wizard. I yield.
And-
But I think
and he is
I think
giving-
your
You gotta
mods need a little more peace.
Yeah, you've got to recognize his successes. Understand he's improved today over what he was yesterday, the day before. You got to recognize those short spurts, guys, like I mentioned earlier.
You're right, Mr. Wizard. I feel that you need to educate your mods with a little more peace, but that's my opinion, sir.
And Snafu, on the other broadcast, you did tell him to take control of his chat, and he actually did, because he gave the okay to block you. So that is kind of
Exactly.
Hey, my thing is this though. I mean, you look claim you come in peace, right? But why do you come at all anyway?
I think that was for you, Snafu. I'm not sure.
And that's a very succinct point that I want to make right here. This is why I say I'm disgusted that people don't come check out real channels that are giving out good information, because they prefer the drama. That's a lot of the intent that most people come here for, is drama. They need something to keep them excited. They need some boob tube where somebody else's life is being portrayed, drama, comedy, whatever, superhero even, because their life is so wonderful.
Like I said, why do you not come anyway?
Wait, are you saying? Did you just say?
Me?
Can I speak, please? You're going to get thrown out of here because you have the same pattern everywhere you go consistently. You can't let anyone else take the reins. No, not you. I know you're itching for a fight and for conflict because you just said you lot, correct?
Correct.
Right. So we're all now grouped up. We're all group consciousness. We're all going to do tribalism. We're all going to do this side versus that indefinitely, right? That's where the chimpanzee mind you possess is going to sit.
No, not even. I'm just calling it how I see it, right? That's all it is.
Yeah, and when you said you lot,
you didn't call anything how you saw it. You asked a disingenuous question to paint a narrative while not looking for an actual answer.
No. I should have been more precise with it.
Well,
Unslavia camp. Why did the Unslavia camp pull up?
Well,
you act like we're on the street doing gang wars.
Oh, hold on. Let me jump in here. I don't know if you saw it. I invited myself to Paul's welcoming open panel. I went over there earlier. He and I talked again. I'm still, and I think Paul is willing to find ways for he and I to collaborate, to work together. And so I do ask those who have tuned in, please be supportive. It's a little twist, you know, but hell, this is what life is.
Now, since you just explained to him why I or this lot is here, can I ask him a question? Jack? Why do you lot always have to make yourselves and everyone else a lot and then do metaversal warfare?
That has been a common pattern with many, and that's what I'd love to see us overcome, is this, you know, reasons to divide. There really are. There's so many reasons for us to unite, and we see it, but I don't know. Hey, we got another guest. Well timed, I think.
I'm going to hop down, Jack. I just wanted to let you know what you and Paul did for me today.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank
Love
you
you.
both. Bye-bye.
Jack,
Bye. Hello, yes.
you think we can clear something up here?
I'd appreciate it.
All right. Well, me
What
as
can we?
well. Me as well. You said when you brought me up that I've been quite the opposition. As I said here tonight, I'm telling you, it's never been my intent. So I would hope for you to go back and look at our conversations and see if there was anything oppositional in what I was saying at that particular time. To be fair, and to be careful not to character assassinate someone.
You believe I've character assassinated
you? No. You had an opinion, and I'm clearing. I wanted to clear that opinion of me up.
Okay. Thank you. You're suggesting that I may be mistaken, that I should go back and review what you said because you believe I'm mischaracterizing you. Well, here,
I think
let me contextualize my words, since you're preparing your defense against them, is what I'm seeing. Am I wrong?
No.
You're correcting the record.
What I'm saying is, we've only had one or two conversations,
right?
And I don't think within those conversations that I would have led you in some sort of way that was oppositional.
Okay,
but you know how these panels are. They get heated, and I believe that thumbnail we see all the time where you saying "fuck you" is one of those conversations. And maybe that is in your conscience that I may be the cause of that.
Hey, 5-speed, yield for a moment, please. I realize I'm interrupting you. I'm doing so because you're gaslighting.
Well,
okay?
can I hold?
Let me finish. Just hold your thought very briefly.
Please, real quick. And only because I perceived his comment, not that you were mischaracterizing, but maybe what he said was mischaracterized, and he didn't want to be looked at as a bad guy. He's telling you maybe we need to talk about it again. He wasn't saying you mischaracterized anything.
No,
I agree with Wizard. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Right. And here's what I'm saying. You are cherry picking, right? Cherry picking information. You want to narrow my words down to your little focus. But 5-speed, when I say you've been oppositional to me, you've never approached me with questions to try and understand me, but you've been very generous with your commentary. My name has been spoken from you. You've been speaking a lot of crap about me as though you know me, and you don't. So I am
Can you show me that? Or if you is that coming from a third party source and no firsthand knowledge? Because
this is
I would like to see
witnessing. This is firsthand witnessing your disrespectful comments towards me. You've been part of a group that has chosen to do so. It's been quite frustrating I'm being
Okay, well,
patient
I'm sorry
with
you feel that
you.
way.
Been very disrespectful to me for months and months now. So it's a
I would
pleasure.
like to see a lot of those comments because I very seldom
Hey,
I very
Five
seldom comment
Hey,
out here,
Speed.
Jack,
Right. You
because
I'm
it's
sorry, you
a
very seldom
record.
what?
See what I'm getting at, Jack?
You very seldom
So I
what?
would love to see these negative conversations that was so
Hey, Five Speed,
oppositional
tell you
to
what,
the
tell
truth.
you what, rather than what do you remember saying about me?
I don't know. That's what
You've
I'm
never-
saying. My intent is always to be.
Okay, so if you were going to try and remember your experience, you don't remember speaking about me at all?
Most of our interactions, Jack, has been on a panel that there's been no stable
That's
conversation
not the
in
question
anything.
being asked. Is someone else able to understand me and help him understand me?
Again, I'll say
He's not
that.
answering.
Again, I'll say that if you go back, his faults are my faults are your faults are his faults. We all do the same kind of stuff, and we have to get over it. Say, okay, we are faulty. Let's get over the past and recognize that the peace that we're trying to establish now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to have people come and join me in the present, where in fact, in this present timeline, I'm not ignorant or stupid. And Five Speed, I'm not putting you on the spot, but you're the one who wanted to defend yourself. So you brought yourself into the spot. You
Again, I
left it.
Again, I think he was accepting a position of
Wizard.
maybe.
Hey, Jack, that brings me back to what I was saying, right? I guaranteed you rewind back the past or a few days, people are talking shit on your name, then they want to join the panel, right?
Yep.
I wouldn't talk shit on your name, then hit your panel, bro.
I know.
Jack,
See what I'm saying?
remember, you came over to Paul's panel today and then turned around and invited us. We graciously accepted
I
that
invited
invitation,
Paul and you.
and we all came in
Five
peace.
Speed is not on my invitation list, nor was Christopher.
You made an open invitation.
To be clear, we were all in the moment, and you had to bring it back to some shit like the people who come around me all the time do. I'm not speaking to you, Jack. I'm speaking to him because I know you're going to be on the defense thinking I'm talking to you. No, we're in the moment right now, and you got to pull us back to the same fucking past shit and the same energy so that London boy can pipe up and say, "What are you lot coming here? What are you lot coming here?" And then I have to get the fucking credit or the discredit for everyone else yapping and not being in the moment and talking about some shit that's already gone and done that you're still feeling something about, and now he's feeling something about.
But hey, Paul, hold on, Jack. The craziest thing, right, Paul? I actually wanted you up here. I didn't even want these other guys around us. I just wanted yourself up here, Jack, and maybe, Charlie Chaplin, who knows? But there's no need to bring a whole entourage when you come to see
Well,
Jack.
you did call us a lot.
Yeah,
isn't that what you expected?
Yeah,
that's exactly what you expected.
Yeah,
Who told you that you get the choice, London man?
Hey,
I get what you're saying. You got issues with some of these people, but
actually,
that's kind of.
I think London is
I'm
right.
kind of getting tired of the characterization like I'm P. Diddy coming in with my entourage. If I was going to pick an entourage, it'd be a lot better than this lot.
Hey, you're right.
Have you seen your panel? This is who joins your panel, bro.
Again, I'm not interested in that. They're not my entourage. They're not my emissaries. They're not my ambassadors. They're not my handlers. They're not my wives and children. They show up on a panel next to me and talk with me. That's the beginning and end of it.
Well, hold on. Let me speak here because it's not the beginning and end of it because you've defended them against me on your panel.
I'm not going back to the past again like you all are desperate to do in this moment and talk about what's already happened. I'm tired of it. The same fucking...
There you go.
Hey, London, please. This is not going to be a place where people fight against Paul either. So please, I
ain't come to fight. I ain't come to fight, Paul.
Right.
I ain't come to fight.
Yeah, right. What did you come for? Your first... Are you
If
going to
we're
keep
in the
throwing me
presence-
out? Because I'll just leave up front if I'm going to be the
interrupting,
target of all the
Paul, hey,
the behavior.
Paul, this is not the Paul show. Go ahead and leave if that's what you insist on. Okay. If you can't chill, please leave.
Am I not entitled to respond or to speak on what's happening when I'm sitting in silence for periods at a time?
When you're asked to yield, please yield.
You didn't
Okay.
ask me to yield.
I'm asking you to now, okay? I'm trying to find ways to communicate, and this
We're back to the subconscious reading that I talked to you about earlier. His first comment was an antagonistic comment, but he's
Hey,
going to
Paul.
tell you he didn't come here to be antagonistic.
Right.
Who's the fool if they accept that narrative?
Paul,
That's
let's
why
look
I
at
shut
you.
down Snafu when he started the same shit, Jack.
And now you're double backing on what I'm saying, which is further going to piss off Jack. You guys can never read a room, read other people, read the energy of the audience, or what needs to happen next. It's amazing. And it always tumbles and snowballs into the same fucking mess day after day. It's amazing to me.
And I can't speak for everybody else, but Jack, I'm here on your behalf. Like I said, I came in peace. And that again is why I spoke up when Snafu was bringing things. And again, when he did it again, I'm going to do the same thing, Jack. That's all we're here for is peace. And London Man is doing the exact same thing that Snafu was doing. It
No,
needs to be shut down. Peace.
No, he's not.
Peace.
Don't exaggerate, dude.
Exactly. I
Listen,
asked him a simple. I asked him a
Listen,
simple
he
question.
came up and called us a lot. If you're going to
Okay,
call us
you
a
know what? Thank you. I don't need to sit here and listen through your arguments either. Okay? You're exaggerating. Your narrative is not accurate. When our narratives become accurate, guess what? We don't have as much shit to argue about. When our narratives are accurate, we can find agreement to pretty much everything. Hey, and now I'm placed in a position too where Flo has joined. Paul, I'm gonna defer to you. What do you want to do with Flow State here?
I think that it's about equity. Again, the same thing that I just encouraged for you to do with Malot, I'm going to encourage you to do with him because it's about equity. If he can come up and join the conversation and not do the same fucking looping garbage, I would say he's welcome like I'm welcome, like anyone's welcome. This is your platform, and if we're practicing equity, then we all practice together, along with peace.
You know, you're right. I'm going to go ahead and remove 5-speed and Christopher because honestly, they offer me nothing but, you know, they want to argue and defend themselves and deny that they've done anything wrong whatsoever. They got no culpability. But hey, Flo, we are trying something new today. Welcome, my friend.
I mostly was coming up to compliment Wizard on his rapping, in the spirit of peace. I heard him this morning on OTWs and it was pretty good. I was surprisingly impressed. You're giving me a look.
Was that
Hey.
Wizard or Brian? You said Brian, right?
No, I said Wizard.
You said Wizard.
Yes.
Oh.
Just to tell on myself, I also did a rap. I don't know if he heard it or not. Maybe it just wasn't good. But I did it with
I've heard Paul's and I've heard Snafu's and I've heard Brian's.
Yeah, but I'm
Wizard-
trying to
Wizard
tell
did
on
really good.
myself. I did it with a Talcott voice, and I did a rap about, like, you know, the shit that I usually do. So before you get wind of it, I'm just going to tell on myself.
Did you really? I bet
I
it's
did it, Jack.
I bet it's good. I bet it's good. Welcome
Gentlemen.
to the pool.
Hey, Paul,
going on?
let me ask you a question, Paul. Paul, you still there?
Yeah.
Do you think I was being rude to you when I said you guys or you lot, whatever?
Do I
that
think
was
what?
rude? Do you think that was rude of me saying you guys, you lot, whatever?
I don't get into rude or the rest of the emotional characterization. I just tell people consistently I don't appreciate being lumped in with any other individual being.
All right. So my next question is, right, if it wasn't offensive to you or anything, right, why do you feel the need to take the piss out of my accent?
Again, I told you from the beginning I actually rather enjoy your accent, and that I'm a fan of, not a fan as in fanatical, but I get along with or I vibe with a lot of the culture, a lot of the folks from certain areas over there. So as much as I can do your accent, you could do my accent, and I'm not going to feel or think any way about it, right? I'm just teasing that you speak a different way than how I speak, which is how it works everywhere we go. And neither one is less attractive, appealing, interesting, depending on who you ask. You
But my
ask
thing
10
is
people,
this.
they'll say I'm abrasive and obnoxious. You ask 10 other people, they'll say I'm attractive and whatever. So that's kind of the nature of being a character in this life.
I hear you, but listen, I wasn't teasing you. It seemed like you're trying to tease me with what you was doing. You understand? I was just asking you like a simple question. Why are you guys here? I didn't say it in no rude way or funny way. I wasn't teasing no one. I asked a simple question.
I was curious.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess my response or my reaction came down to the idea of folks constantly saying they're not doing something that they clearly are doing. It's offensive to one's intelligence. It's an insult to my intelligence.
Well, you're right. The other part is being accused of things you're not doing. I don't know how often you've dealt with that, but it's pretty frustrating.
Right. Many times I was accused of things I was doing that I wouldn't own up to.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have that much. I was I got caught enough and punished enough when I was young. I knew that when I was caught, there's no point. You fess up. And then I started learning don't do stupid shit. Just be humble. It's easier. That's the lesson I've been learning, honestly. It took me 50 years to learn the value of being humble.
Yeah, I'm always humble.
Not always.
Just to be clear, humble doesn't always translate to the best broadcast.
I know. See, and that's the downside is how do you stay humble and want to rise? I mean, it's a contradiction in itself, but that's where I find myself. And guys, I think it's going to happen. I mean, this is growing, and every day I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen next. This is crazy shit. I mean, my DMs are seriously like, I got so many damn I haven't experienced that before. I'm trying to figure this out.
Damn.
But Jack, what do you mean by when you say you're trying to rise? You mean like yourself, like your movement, or within your soul, like within inside?
Yes, all of it. Within myself, I'm trying to rise. Within my world, my life, I'm trying to rise. And I want to help others rise. Part of my hope, if I can gain some attention, I want to help promote others who maybe teach this stuff a little better than me, but that aren't as well known as they could be. I want to help a lot of us rise and grow, because the world today is kind of a shit show. It's like up to us, all of us.
It's not that bad. It really
Right.
was. It's not that Snafu's gone, so like there's that. That's a plus. That's the whole reason
Oh shit.
Fuck you, Snafu. Don't you come over here and tell Jack how to tell his mods how to do their fucking job. You got your
Are
own
we
channel.
going to
You
do
that
this,
over
Jack?
there.
Like, what are we doing? What is this?
Paul, shut the fuck up. This is not your channel.
You're yelling and screaming. It's not about my channel. You're acting like a broken child.
Every time. Shut up, fat ass. Nobody asked you.
Please be nice. Please be kind. How about
Sound
that?
like me.
Nice and
They
be
make it
full.
It's a
really
lot harder to
difficult.
be kind or respectful when you don't respect yourself and your life's not going the way you planned it.
Yourself, Paul.
Well, and sometimes we can just be silent. You don't have to. You don't have to offer the dark stuff that we found or that we think.
They do that.
I'm telling you, not to interrupt, but to kind of interrupt and change the energy is there is a lot of value to be found from positive words, positive thoughts, positive encouragement. Positive comes through trust in yourself, trust in what you learned, and having faith. Trust and faith have been lost, or maybe they were never found, but I found them. I found faith in God. And this is the thumbnail, the topic, the video, the stream, living your dream. I set a goal and a dream. I wanted to be a man more like Jesus. I had a lot of anger and anxiety and fear and depression and a lot of nonsense I used to deal with. I wanted to be free. So I've been trying. I've intentionally been trying to study God, not the religions, but what is the mystery of this experience? And I tell you what, the more I seek to know God, the better I feel, because it feels like the right path, right? And then the more that I find faith in God, the more I surrender, the more my life sincerely feels like a dream. Am I going to end up in the streets in 60 days? I don't know. Am I going to rise and make it to the UN? I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? All I know is while we're here, we don't have a choice to give up.
I think you're right.
You want to be part of the UN?
I'd like to be a spokesman. And actually, Paul, I'll bring it back. Believe it or not, but I'd love to have you at my side with me. Well,
twin flames.
Speaking the truth to the public servants that could actually implement the changes. And see, this is the great thing. We wouldn't have to do the work. We just get the employees to do the work that they're supposed to be doing. But
right.
And that's why we can't meet on common ground, because you want to do Talcottianism. And I believe that's what got us into this situation and this mess. And it's definitely not going to get us out.
Wait, Paul. Wait. The Talcottianism, what the work thing, I think that's what you were going, that's what you're talking about. Something.
Yeah, the story I always refer to is Che Guevara starting off supposedly a loving and caring, valiant, righteous, courageous man, and ending up shooting people in the back forest up against trees because they were all treasonous, traitorous, or just lazy and procrastinating. He thought the whole point of taking over to do communism was everybody was going to do their fair share, take care of themselves, and therefore nobody would have to be taken care of, and we would all share the abundance. That's not how it turned out. And it never turns out that way.
It has not yet. In the past, there's been a lot of failures, that's for sure. But I would say that what's happening right now under the current economic structure is an absolute failure. And I think continuing the path that's going, the direction these people are heading, it's time for us, people of the lands, to unite, to come together, and to take power back. And actually, I think this is God's story. I really do. I think this is what may happen if we find a way to expose the light, bring the truth into light, so there's no more shadows and darkness and this nonsense.
All right.
We could create heaven on earth, sincerely. I was thinking today about Julian Assange, and I know he's another name that's got people have opinions, but if you take the general story, here's a man who tried to do what he believed was right by sharing knowledge that he felt people should know about. And then he's been persecuted for years. The people in authority going after him, keeping him locked up, and the masses are like, well, I guess they can do that. What the fuck is going on here?
Snowden too.
What's going on here is one big looping simulation over and over again that nobody can save anybody else, not even with the complete truth on paper. This is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. You're going to wind up Talcott Assanged.
Well,
Talcott Assanged.
I knew that was a possibility, but God hasn't let me be seen yet. So the powerful people, they're not afraid of me. They don't know about me. And
what I'm telling you, Jack, is that I believe the same thing is true for you. That's true for me. Is it's going to take certain actions in yourself, in your life, on the ground that lead to certain revelations and opportunities that then look that much more attractive to everyone else living in hell. So you have to become that change and embody that, live that, create that, build it, and they will come. And then you can offer that to whoever you believe is trustworthy, willing, and able to steward and to be a trustee of that experience. But again, to
build it and then they come. Right?
Yeah, to expect people to turn away from their paychecks, their livelihood, all their false power, benefits, and privileges to do what you say is beyond grandiose. It's delusional.
Wait, yes, presented that way, certainly. I'm nobody. You shouldn't listen to me. But what I'm suggesting,
okay, how about this? Me and you as the best tag team UN speakers ever. Like Hulk and Randy Savage when they were New World Ordered, right?
Isn't that what happens? Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like I still don't think we can get it done. They're gonna laugh us out of the building, and they're gonna tell me and you, like my father told me, Paulie boy, you're fat and you're lying on the couch. Who's gonna listen to you? You better go do something and be something and build something.
It's stupid logical. They come to you.
That's why I love Joe.
That's what I thought. I think she's talking to someone else.
Yeah, she's completely selfish and inconsiderate. Who could have guessed, right?
No, I said that's why I love Joe. Again, screw you, Paul. And that's me being nice. So I didn't use the F word this time. I tried.
This is the nice version of you?
Yeah, that's the nice version of me. It's the nicest you're getting.
I bet that you have like a great partnership and relationship, huh?
Screw you, you troll.
I thought so.
Yeah.
What's up with the Barbie? What's up with the Satan's little princess?
You know what's so
thing?
funny about that,
Is
Paul?
that a
You
is that a
wish.
LARP? Is that a LARP or are you being for real?
What?
Are you Satan's little princess or what's up with that?
Are you really asking that? Like you really don't know that answer, or you're just being funny? Or?
She calls herself Satan's little princess. I want to know if it's a LARP or if it's.
I'm looking. Are you looking at the same screen I'm looking at?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I didn't say that right now. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
It's in your mind, dude. What are you talking about?
That was a LARP on Sanity Machine.
Okay.
Oh my God! Speaking of, no, Flo. Oh my God, address that another screen. It's all my fault. It is all my fault. And I just figured it out today.
I just mean because we got people like Gen X Jeff running around here with a Baphomet statue behind him, and
I wish I had one of those.
Rocking back and forth nervously with a Baphomet
it's
statue.
It's an autism thing.
We already got Joe Cool for the rocking thing.
For the rocking shit, damn it.
Yeah, and the unpaid Chevrolet sponsorship. I don't know why.
It's an actual thing that is called stimming. It's an autistic trait.
That's what I attributed it to as well.
That's what it is. Because I do it too. I just try not to do it. I try really, really hard not to do it on camera because I see how y'all do Jeff. Some of y'all are just the triggeringest mofos I have ever come across in my life. And believe me, I know because I live with one. So I ain't even trying to hear none of that crap coming out of Paul's mouth. At least I'm not over there milking somebody for everything they're worth and making them sleep on the couch while I'm up in the bedroom.
Okay, please chill.
Yeah, especially with the personal shit, babe. Please.
Yes.
They keep bragging on me. They started it. I'm
not going with who started it. I don't want to hear people's personal shit like that. Please, I can't make you do it.
Nobody said it when Paul was giving me shit.
I probably wasn't around.
It's not giving you shit. It's an indictment of the way you live. You could never imagine a woman being a support, not financially, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, the same way a man could be back to a woman. You could never imagine a nourishing, enriching relationship like that. I'm sorry that you and Cynthia can't imagine being a woman of that caliber or having that type of bond or respect a relationship.
We were up here today.
Yeah, let's change the topic back to whatever we were talking about.
Well, this is what I'd like to ask the question. Are you guys living your dream today? Is this the dream life you wanted to be?
Absolutely. I was on the couch looking at the mountains, Pike Peak to the right, the rest to the left, as I did my editing and shit outdoors till the sun went down. Then I come in here and see my good friends, fucking you and Paul on the panel. Shit's going well. I'm fucking encouraged. I'm having a blast.
I was laying on the floor staring at the ceiling, playing with that little doorstop spring thing.
Hey, but Jack, I think in this lifetime, none of us get to truly be what we want to be. Right? When you ask the question, right, I think we don't get to be what we want to be in this lifetime.
That may be true. I bet you even these superstars want to be something a little different.
Wait. We most certainly do. When you come to the realization that there's nothing you would rather do,
Very good.
There's nothing you'd rather want than being you. When you reach that point, that is, I learned this from the life coaches, right? These people who had the wealth, had the success, have the travels and the resorts and all this. That's exactly what they're teaching me. Well, guess what? I found that happiness without the riches, without the relationships, without the achievements. I'm happy as fuck. And I'm encouraging you guys, listen to what I'm saying. We don't have to make life so challenging for each other, for ourselves.
Again, the presumption is that one cannot find happiness with those things or call in the things that are meant for them. If you can find happiness with yourself and you're finding completion with yourself, you should be able to call in people, places, and things of value that are meant to be with you. Like attracts like.
I think he's right.
A life with those things is preferable than a life without those things that you can't get.
Correct. Who controls results?
Apparently
the being who is accountable and responsible.
The one who controls the results is God, the universe, that which is greater than the individual. That's where the results come from. Now, my efforts, I own my efforts, my choices. I own me.
So God created the life that you're living right now, not you.
So, well, it's a co-creation that's been happening. And
right.
I'm inviting anyone who wants to join me. To stop insisting that I'm wrong and I need to do this and I need to
do that. What? Join you and do what, Jack? I don't mean to come down on you. God knows not now, but you say you want people to join you. Join you and do what?
Joe, you've asked the same question for a year. Do you forget this every day because you smoke too much weed or what?
Yeah, I'll probably not get a new answer today.
He keeps telling himself I haven't answered it, and I've answered it over and over in different ways.
Right, and then he won't accept that your answer goes nowhere, so he'll keep asking.
And that's I get blamed for the loop, but
but do you have a bunch of willing participants around you who are placating you but not telling you what's obvious? That's where I come in.
We're all to blame for the loop.
You've been doing, man. You think I've got people around me telling me what I want to hear? Are you fucking?
Well, other than slow state on an off night when he's tired of your shit, pretty much.
No. Even flow. Nobody's telling me what I want to hear. I don't know. Hey, welcome, Angeline.
Hey, yes.
What up? Long time no see.
Problem is, Jack, let me ask you real quick then. You said you're not getting what you want to hear. What is it you want to hear then?
That he's right.
Well, I'd like someone to actually investigate the documents, the evidence that I have, and to consider, is Jack right or is he wrong? Has he been mistreated?
What makes you think that someone needs to look at documents to make a determination about your character and behavior?
Okay, Paul, the reason, I'm glad you asked, the reason is because if I'm right and the Postal Service employees were wrong, well then, whether they're right or wrong, the fact I worked at that agency for over 2 decades should give us a connection to try and speak with the United States government. And if I'm right that the words that Jesus was speaking about the Father and love, this is what I'm saying. I was interrupted before. People offer a lot of opinions about me, but what I'm telling people is turn to Jesus, take those words very, very seriously as though they mean something to you, love and faith and forgiveness and mercy and compassion. take those words seriously, please. It'll change.
The presumption is that people are not taking those words or those things seriously.
Well, it's obvious they're not. If people were taking them seriously, we wouldn't be paying for wars or prisons. We wouldn't have people sleeping in the streets. It's obvious people are confused.
You presume that everybody who sleeps in the streets doesn't want to be there.
Okay, so what?
These are very generalized non sequiturs that you're weaving together, and it's there's no consistency there in the thought or the resolution.
Disagree. Your disagreements are non sequitur. You're bringing up irrelevant.
You're mixing saving the world with why you've been discredited with your family and with your career.
Hey, Paul. Let's address one issue at a time. They are all tied together.
That's smart. Well, go ahead, pick one.
How are they tied together exactly?
They all involve me. This is what I've been saying. People have not honestly.
Yeah, they all involve you, but it's not an objective claim for everyone else.
There's been many claims made about me, and this is back to what I was saying. I would love for someone to review the evidence of the claims that have been made against me and think for yourself. I've been seeking for several years to follow the Bible, grab a witness when you got disagreements.
All right, so if we
say,
if I look at those papers and I say, I think Jack was right, he has a case, he has an argument. What changes? Okay, someone's looked at the paper and I say Jack has an argument. Suddenly something else different happens suddenly?
If that was the case, I would ask you to try and do what I have failed. I would ask you.
Oh, no, you can't do that. You
please talk to these people and say, hey, I've looked at this that you offered to Jack and it might not be right.
So you're dissolute and have no resolution in your career and family and life. So other people should find it and make it happen for you.
No.
Instead of you just listen to why it's happening and then adjust.
Hey, Paul, what about just for a moment, play in your imagination with this idea, right? That possibly God has been doing all of this, everything, including with you and me, for the purposes of a better future.
You just said it was a co-creation. Just 5 minutes ago, you said it's a co-creation. So yes and no.
Okay. Well,
he's partially agreeing with you. Okay, it's not hard to believe. Yes, God has control.
It's not hard to believe. God keeps bringing people together to complete with themselves using the other, and everyone keeps failing at that, it seems.
How many people are saying the things I'm saying about trying to speak to the people in charge?
Well,
what's the difference? What you're saying? Saying doesn't amount to anything.
Paul,
that was
you know what? Hey,
that was not bad.
Tell you what, you don't want anything I offer, so fuck it. Go ahead.
He wants a wrench.
About living your dream. Explain how to live your dream. How to do it.
I already did. You have to solve your own problems, and therefore you'll have solutions for other people's problems because there's only oneself. If you don't have solutions for your own problems, you can't help others in the world solve their problems. You're just giving bad advice.
No, that's what you're doing. You're looping it. You've created a conclusion, and then you use the conclusion in your fucking explanation. You're making excuses not to help.
I'm talking from my firsthand experience.
Yes, you are. You're making excuses to justify your lack of helping others.
Excuses for what? I have the results.
Your choice to ignore others and ignore their problems because you're only focused on yourself.
No, my problems are your problems, and I don't know who's hollering about like that's so great. Probably Joe Cool, right? Everything's great. It's the best thing ever. It's great, even though it made no sense. So my problems are your problems. All criticism is self-criticism. I contend, it may sound arrogant and egoic, that I have some solutions for my/your problems. You won't take the suggestions and solutions, and you won't substitute any of your own. So you keep talking about what can't be solved by talking.
Paul, hey, anyone, is Paul accurately describing me or himself? Was anyone listening to him?
Oh, I was listening, and I would love to kick in. I didn't want to get beat up, but I thought he had a lot of solid fucking arguments. I thought he followed a good line of logic, I thought.
And if you don't remember, Paul is just like And if you don't remember, Paul, it's just like myself. We both reconciled with our past and both admitted we've been the same fucking fools.
You're both
and now I'm gonna stop him. Watch this, Jack. You want ultra accountability? It's not fair to do it with Jack and not do it with you. We're not in the same position. You live with a woman who pays the bills. We've had this discussion. You think you can pay the bills with US code. I haven't seen it done yet. So don't please compare you reconciling with me, actualized and realized, when you said you made over $1 million over 10 years and have little to nothing to show for it.
Right.
Let's
and
get
I'm
all
saying
the
that
way
we're
real
both,
with ourselves and each other.
and I'm only saying that we're both reconciled with our past, no matter what the past was.
No,
I
it's
wasn't
not
bringing in those-
reconciled because it's not resolved and hasn't changed. You're all living in a fantasy realm and don't have results to point to, and you keep pointing to beliefs and ideologies to
What do you
get
mean
done.
I don't
what
have
can't get done,
results?
You guys
talking
are
and
bitter as
feeling.
fuck, man. This is crazy. You guys are both. Neither of you has resolved the past. You're lying.
You can't
to
say
each
I'm
other.
playing favorites, and you can't hold me to the same measure and the same standard of other people claiming they can with me.
And I'm not saying to do so.
Jesus Christ, what do I do?
Well, they're
That's
both
not what they're
gaslighting you.
saying.
To answer the question, Jack, they're both gaslighting you, but you kind of
It's really simple right now. If you don't have solutions to your own problems on many levels, you shouldn't be speaking right now.
Okay, there you go, Paul. Here, no, you know what, Paul? I am at my limit. I really am. I'm really at my fucking limit with you here and now today, because your narratives are so wrong and you're just so unwilling to fucking listen.
No, I'm just so right, and people catch so many feelings about the truth.
That's what you think, Paul, but I've been politely, repeatedly telling you you're not right. You don't give a fuck.
Okay. If I didn't give a fuck, I wouldn't be here consistently going through your gambits.
The truth, Paul, you give a fuck about
Okay.
being right. Being right is juvenile.
No, I'm talking about how to make it right. You want to be considered right when you've been wrong all along and the results indicate it.
Can we revisit what the critique of Wizard was?
Yeah, I know that your eyes lit up because you got blood in the water because you're a predatory scum. We know that about you, Slow State. But again, I did that in the fairness of equity and good faith to show I'm not playing favorites. I'm going to speak a truth that's true about me and everybody else. And then I'm going to delineate where it's true about me now and not true any longer. And then we can discuss why.
To prove a point.
It's not to prove a point. It's to do all of the above, to speak the truth.
For a moment. Thank you. You can yield for a moment, Paul.
Yeah, Angeline, I don't think she's spoken since she's been here.
She is not. And Angeline has a very patient and compassionate heart.
Clearly. Clearly.
Hey, no, I don't know. You guys are on a topic about I don't know. I had conversations with some people today on putting together a village and how that works and the struggles you come across with getting everyone to cooperate and not just wanting to come together for a good time. And
very good.
And just all the dynamics of that. And I was like, oh, we're kind of talking about that today. And then I jumped up here and then the whole conversation changed. So I've just been kind of sitting here waiting to see where it goes. Somewhere to jump in or whatever. So
it's probably dangerous to go back now. But she has ideas on how to get two people to cooperate. It's easy if you just bullshitting, and apparently it's easy if on other reasons. But I'm interested in some of the reasons of what you came up with, how to get people to cooperate.
It's not just getting people to cooperate, but just the different challenges you run into. Like I've been a part of a lot of different village things, and we actually started something new called Remember the Village. Like, you go, I don't know if you guys have ever gone to like festivals or conscious festivals. Conscious festivals kind of have a different vibe.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I do a lot of festivals.
They're less focused on like alcohol and drugs and whatever, and more on like there's still things like dance, ecstatic dance, whatever, but there's a lot of meditation, lots of group things, lots of things like that. So we went from that to starting something called Remember the Village, where it included entire families. And it was like really beautiful because it was run by the community. So everyone brought meals to share, and then you had to figure out shared kitchen, and you know, everyone has different jobs, and you think of all the different places that people fit in. And
So in this metaverse, how would you give a person a task here?
in a metaverse.
Yes, I mean, you know, I'm picturing your community. It's easy to say, hey, let's get together and cook a dinner for Martha. What would be the similar analogy here? You know, I need my community to come together.
Well, I've never really thought of that, but I mean, there's definitely different aspects, which I'm sure some people have already tapped into, like maybe creating schedules, maybe talking to people they want on the show to create the right energy, maybe
I'll figure it out. I'm on it. I'm on it in my head.
maybe
I'll
finding
figure
somebody to
something
do
out.
background media stuff. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
there's
ideas
all
already.
kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know what else to put into that part of the conversation, but I thought it was on track where you guys were going at first.
The whole thing, the whole purpose behind my streams is to try and inspire others to work on themselves, to grow a little bit better, to maybe improve their relationships with those around them. I'm not so sure how the conversations continually decline to such chaotic nonsense over and over. Really, it blows my mind. But here's what this has been evidence. This time online over the past year or so, this time online has proven to me God is in control. You guys ain't in control.
No, I ain't in
God's
control.
in control. It's clear. So then if that's the case, what do we do? Man.
Well, if there is such a thing as it is like the wind blowing. One motherfucker can't do much. Many people can do it, but what is certain is every man must do his part for it to be effective. You know, I can't make you do a fucking thing, but I can make sure I do my fucking part blowing into the fucking wind to get the boat moving.
Hey, amen. Well, this
I
is
think
something. Go ahead, Angela.
I was gonna say, I think everyone's heart is for something different in a different part, right? Like for me, I always see like something that helped me was having that personal encounter with Source, and just
Okay.
having that truth and that download come to me that
Very
helped me
good.
and set me free, right? And then what happened was my heart became to like my heart came to I want to set up experiences or environments or whatever where other people can possibly have that experience and encounter, because honestly, if we're all just talking at each other, it's all head knowledge until we have our own personal experience that changes and lights us up towards where we're supposed to go, right?
I like them both. I need my own personal experience, but I garner a lot from you. I haven't done what you've done, read the books and done the studying you did, but having experience, I glean shit from your experience without having a personal one. Yours benefits me.
Well, all reading books and studying did was get me out of everything. I wasn't expecting to study all those years and all those languages to like wind up studying myself right out of any religion whatsoever, but that's what happened. So I'm like, that to me, I'm
That's
like,
how it
I
benefits me.
don't even care about any of it anymore.
I think religion is mostly a psyop. So I like a person who's done all the fucking studying and had to look into the religion and shit, so I can get a less varnished point of view.
Hey, this back to everyone's playing their part.
Yeah.
That's something I encourage everyone to look at, especially in relationships. We all play a part, particularly in relationships. And I own my part in my relationships. I look forward to when others do, but we all play a part in each other's lives. And here's what I realized too. When we join in experience with each other, it might just be a moment, it could be it could be years, but when we join in experience together, sharing time, we contribute to the success and the failure of those around us. And
I
those
think so.
around us contribute to the success and failure of us.
It's logical.
Well, this is what I realized. I mean, we've got these innocent people being persecuted, have been persecuted, even murdered. And I always wondered, even as a kid, I wondered, why did everyone just stand around and watch? Well, I mean, Jesus is walking through the courts and there's all these people around. Why didn't anyone fucking help him? I mean, allegedly he saved all these people.
The guy who helps them, I'm looking at that guy in my head. He has certain attributes, right? He's a man of good heart, good character, moral upstanding, and all of these things. Now, that was kind of left-handed. It's a setup, Jack. How is it that one of these people in power who lacks those things, obviously, gonna be the one who we talk to and make the change? He is not that guy. The guy that makes the change, right? He's humble. He's not powerful.
Well, yes, you're right. What I realized though, it eventually humbled me to the fact that this is God's story. There's a perfection to the order. There's a perfection to all things, and we get to figure out what it is.
I agree with all those things. Yeah.
But what you're offering about the people who have these powers, God has placed these people into these positions, right?
To crush us to no end, right? To hurt us and make you into a warrior and me and Paul into warriors.
To have free will. Those people in positions, they have free will just as us. And you could make the case that some of these very elite that are just wealthy, riding the top of the wave, they're not evil. They just throw ideas out there and people choose to serve their needs. Why?
Can I ask you a question, Jack?
Please.
Because you spoke about free will. Do you believe, I believe in free choice, not necessarily free will, but I'm not going to get into the depth of that. Okay. Do you believe that in this simulation, in this realm, if you lie to yourself and others and you continually do the same wrongdoing or create the same misgivings over and over, that at some point there is a karma that is visited upon you on some level?
Absolutely.
So wouldn't it be fair to say if you looked at somebody's life and they were constantly doing without or suffering, it's probably God's karma?
Possibly, but what is the suffering and what are they without? I mean, I used to think I was suffering and I used to think I was being punished maybe, but now
not a horrible response, Jack.
I believe I've been tested, and there's a lot of there's a lot of people, I've heard a lot of testimonies, life experiences, a lot of people like me today over the past several years, they're being tested economically, Is your faith in the dollar? Is your faith in the boss? Or is your faith in God? I found peace by turning my faith away from the money system and into God.
What does faith in God look like on the ground as far as generating value for yourself or others in the community?
Spend a day with me, Paul. You'll see.
I have. I've spent 1.5 years. I haven't seen yet.
He spends every day with you down there.
No, that's not true. He cherry picks what he sees, what he remembers. He doesn't actually spend time with me. He's just got a small image of me sitting in this chair.
Thousands of hours is a small image?
Paul, I'm talking about see me, how I live. Actually,
I shouldn't have to come there for you to explain how a community is going to work with a bunch of people with faith in God who's not working. Faith without work is dead.
Right. Go ahead, believe whatever you want. See, this is the thing. That I can prove nothing to you because you are unwilling to accept what I say.
I don't expect the guys who you talk to at the UN to be very open to what you have to say either. This is just a test. If you're going to be able to do that.
Does that mean you have to play that role?
That's the thing, though. You can't prove or disprove a reality with words.
Well, right. The thing is the words, right? Everyone's playing these roles. Joe, I'm going to use you as an example. Okay. Because of your belief that is the case, you've been playing this role against me. Now, that's not really helping me get to there. And here's the problem with this. Our words prevent us from even trying. I'm saying let's try. Let's see what we can fucking do.
Wait. Okay, if you're right, I would like to try certain things, but I'm my own person, right? And I got to do with my body what I feel is a worthy try. And I openly, and that's our issue, think that your stuff will not work. Even if I help you, how much of a fucking help am I going to be? And remember, the same way you have what you want to do with yours, I would like for all of you guys to put aside everything you're doing, put your faith in me, and help me become the greatest cop watcher in the world. No one's going to jump on board with me.
Do you have a plan?
When do we start,
I can
Joe?
come up with a. I'm sorry.
I'm ready. When we starting?
Yeah, I'll support you. I got time. You know, I've got a lot of projects I'd love to work on, but I'm kind of at a point where I've done what I can on my own. So I've got time. If you want some help, Joe, I'm here to serve, man. I want everyone to succeed.
Well, I'm in troll mode now, so I can't come up with nothing sincere. But I got a lot.
So if I
good
said,
jokes.
Jack, I'm going to bring you down to the land this growing season, and you're going to get up at a certain time every day, and you're going to tend to the plants and whatever else animals are there that we're going to. What's that face for?
I think it's great. Go ahead.
That's the same face that they made to Che Guevara before he started shooting people.
Jack, don't you want
I'm
to be a
trying to
serf?
understand why you think my talent is to be serving your land.
Oh, okay. What is your talent then? That's the thing about all you egoic communists. What exactly is your talent and ability? Where can we use you in a community?
Well,
you gotta help him with his
and no
vision,
answer is
the way
going to
you want
come,
him
and
to
that's
help
the
you with
problem.
yours.
You
That's
claim
his
to
vision.
like me. Why the fuck are you asking? What would you answer
I'm
that
asking
question?
genuinely
What
for
value
you to
do I have,
clarify
Paul?
where you're going to be used in a community for co-creative existence, not
Paul,
codependency.
it's simply labor. Is that right? I'm going to go
I'm
tend the
asking you,
land.
what would be your
Hey,
function?
Paul,
I'm going to
yeah,
labor, the god of all media. Why can't you? You're too good to
Paul.
labor alongside Fat Paulie, who needs the exercise anyway. Get out of your imagination and pride.
Paul,
Start to humble yourself,
you're not
Jackie
even
boy.
considering my vision. Not even the slightest.
There you go. You have a vision. You
No,
won't do
this is
anything to create it.
Paul's
We're all
vision.
supposed to build it for
Right.
you. Right.
We're helping Paul now.
Great
All right.
stuff.
Okay, so all right, so Paul's got his land, his community.
No, it's not my vision. This is what the selfish communists can't figure out. This is our vision. Do you need to eat this year? Do you need to can some supplies for an impending economic collapse? Do you need to exist in a clean environment with clean water? If you do, it should be our vision. No, it became Paulie's vision real quick when it required some fucking work and labor, huh?
Well,
isn't that interesting? And that's why Che Guevara started shooting people.
Now, just chill out, man. Golly.
Oh, I'm chill. I'm so chill.
Hey,
I'm going to be chilling when you're chilling on the sidewalk. I'm going to be chilling out in the sun, 360 days of sunlight with solar power, clean water, and everything I need on the land debt free, and reinvesting back into myself and the community. I'm going to be chilling like a villain. Like Joe Cool's people used to say back in the day, in the 80s.
There's truth to the saying, you know, it always is in, but the truth always lies in the middle. Something like that, right? I'm kind of butchering it, but that would mean that it would require Jack to kind of toughen up a little bit and be able to roll with the punches, and which I think you can do, admittedly, a lot of the time. But and then it would require Paul to maybe cupcake it a bit more, right?
Yeah, it would require when people are responsible and accountable, then they can get spoon-fed like they need so badly because they're childlike.
Right. I am waiting patiently for the day where you become fucking accountable for your arrogance.
I am so accountable. Ask me anything right now. I'll tell you the complete truth as much as I can without getting myself into more conversations with unnecessary, powerless people who want who and what I am or what I have.
Mm-hmm. Always got these narratives. These narratives keep interrupting the opportunity to have
questions, comments, concerns. Who's accountability session? I'm open for it.
Well, Paul, your behavior is not conducive for healthy relationships. You're constant.
That's a subjective perspective.
Okay, are you willing to discuss my subjective?
Not with somebody who has no functional real world relationships. No, that'd be bizarre. You're not in a position to make that determination.
Right. Well, this is the problem. here right now, what you're demonstrating is just what Cynthia was doing. And what I was suggesting.
What, being fat? Hey, neither of us can control the fact that we're both fat, all right? Stop hating on me for that.
Paul, what I'm talking about is ignoring the message because of the messenger, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. That's what you've been doing. I look forward to it changing. Because honestly, regardless of your opinions of my future success or failure, God has been keeping me so safe, so comfortable. My spiritual practice, my practice of gratitude, my devotion to God, I'm strong. I do and don't care about what the world thinks of me.
Right. So then you should never need help again or never do the we again because you're right where you need to be. What's the problem?
Well, it's not a problem. This is the thing that I don't see what you don't get. Me inviting people to join my life, I know the type of man I am. I know how loyal, kind, generous, how fucking defensive, protective.
That's a subjective opinion.
Hey, prove me wrong. Give me a chance. Prove me wrong.
You're the only person I know who say opinion doesn't matter and then take your opinion to be the only one that matters.
You haven't given me a chance. You haven't allowed my words of myself to be true because you're constantly...
Because the action shows something different than the words, absolutely.
And again, you're cherry picking. You've got a very narrow view. You keep holding me to these standards and moving the goalpost and all this.
Yeah, common sense are the standards.
Eventually, we'll find ways to communicate better. And, it'll be...
Or you won't be able to afford to communicate at all with anybody on here.
Or I'll leave your ass behind and you can keep telling people how good you are while I actually...
You can't leave me behind if you're not getting ahead.
You don't know where I am. You don't know where I've been.
I don't think you know where you are. Do you know where you are right now?
I do.
Is this real?
Maybe
Got
you
you
could find
there,
another
huh?
role to move in.
Got you at one of your own lines. I knew I would.
Well, what is real?
There it is.
The sexual tension.
In my view, the
in flow state, you're gay. Just come out of the closet, bro. Stop projecting onto everybody when it's you.
Hey,
you could call me gay right now.
It's okay. You can come out of the closet, bro. We'll still talk with you and sit with you. The earrings, the woman you're with, the whole deal. It's obvious, bro. Just come out.
How do you...
This is about you and Jack. Go ahead, Jack.
I'm going to switch it back. Sorry. It blows my mind. You've got to be able to see at least the remotest of similarities, right? I set the goal to become a man more like Jesus. I'm suggesting the way to live your dream is to become a star for Jesus. Praising God, loving God, loving one another.
So you set the sights on becoming like Jesus, and you haven't even attained Bernie Sanders at this point, but you're on your way.
I got close to Bernie Sanders, but the fucking costume police got in my way. And I didn't understand the illusions of authority even as well at that point. I don't know. It's an interesting story. I've done a lot of shit you guys don't know about. You only know about the stuff you've heard. And I don't even know what you've paid attention to with the
There's
stuff.
only to know, Jack. There's only to know. When you're angry, that's what you are.
Hey.
Right? When you're wise, that's what you are.
Yeah. And you know what, Joe? The conversations, and Paul has been right about a number of things. For him to learn what I'm trying to offer, I need to show it. I need to be it. I need
it would help, of
see
course.
It, right?
Yeah, yes.
And I've been growing and trying to, I am doing better. I'm not just trying, I am doing better.
Can I give an example? If Paul's telling me that all of this advice on how to live free, and this motherfucker's, driving around, driver's license, corporate job, and advise me of what he gives me now, it doesn't hit the same. If I'm telling you I got some corporate or I work at KFC and I'm telling you all this shit about how to be a great cop watcher and shit, doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, you got to live your information. That's the hard part in life, right? A lot of people talk a lot of shit, but they rarely live it.
Okay. Yes, that's true. I'm telling you, I'm doing the best I can to live what I'm sharing, because what I'm sharing, guys, these lessons 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I didn't know shit about a lot of this stuff.
I don't know if we're doubting you on the love shit, the getting to the UN and making shit happen shit. That's the part where if I do have doubts, I
Right.
do. I
Okay,
have doubts.
so here's where the stretch of the imagination has to come in. Okay.
All right.
If you can allow some sort of
It'd be
similarity,
tough. I am really fucking critical.
how about this? You can accept you and I are the same. There's similar.
We absolutely, especially that love
right?
shit. We are the same
All right.
on that part. Yeah.
So I believe that we and Jesus are the same, right?
I agree. Yep.
Okay. So if you can believe that I have the same vision and hope that Jesus was offering, why would you believe that I couldn't?
Why would I do believe that undoubtedly you have the same vision, hope, and all that shit. You are his seed, but that doesn't make me think that your plan is sound just because you're a good-hearted guy.
You're right. Here's what I believe. I believe if the opportunity can be created, I believe there's an incredible chance of success. Worst case, it's 50-50, but that you got to create the opportunity first.
Yeah.
And I believe that your beliefs are the source of your problem and suffering.
They are. And that's why I don't live I'm not moving by beliefs. I'm moving by the knowing what is my heart is pulling me for. And it's not just the heart, it's the boxes of evidence. The story of my life brings forth the words that I say.
Jack, can I give you the Taoist monk monastery clip of the guy, which then gave birth to the clip of you at the monastery from Talflix, where he says pretty much what I've said. You have to chop wood and carry water. You've echoed this sentiment before and after enlightenment. So the problem that I was missing for a while and that you are missing now, I believe, is you have to take care of the necessities first. You have to figure out how you're going to take care of your housing, your meal, whatever it is that you need in life, and then build on that. You can't do the cart before the horse. You're going to neglect your own self and your own walk, trying to save others who will not listen to you.
Paul, you're right. And if you think that's what I'm doing, yeah, that's the reason you don't trust me. You think I'm a fool. I'm not a fool, dude. I know to take care of myself. I just don't worry about some of the shit people tell me to worry about. So I have faith that everything is becoming aligned. I even think that little visit from, it was an unplanned visit to the Z show and then an unplanned visit to that other show. And since then, I've actually had conversations from people who reached out because they're activists, where they care about having a better world as well. So I didn't just get attention from the dating scene. Well, there's life.
What did it amount to, Jack?
Well, every day amounts to another day. And I keep growing and learning as a man and in my processes. I'm growing, man. There's something. And Paul, please, humbly and truly, I've been learning from you and Wizard and several others, Joe Cool even, regarding the video stuff, the videos. Well, I've been learning a lot about a lot of people, including and especially myself. And what I've been learning, guys, man, I know I'm not dangerous. I know I was wrongfully accused. I know I was misunderstood in the past. And I know that is just like a lot of others. I know a lot of people have been misunderstood. We get misunderstood by others, and then we misunderstand ourselves as well. And Keith, not to put you on the spotlight, man, but you brought something up earlier that I don't know. You said it, and I don't know that it's true as you think. I think you've still got some more peace to make with the past. Okay.
You're lecturing again, Jack. and you're in the past.
You're right. I don't mean to lecture. Hey, we have the opportunity to imagine, co-create, design, and start working towards a greater future. A future where, Paul, just toss the idea around. You have got to be able to imagine how nice it might be to have a day off. And I know you won't want to take a day off until you've achieved, right? Until you've made something.
I have no static achievement or set. If this is what they've commissioned you to do, and they're going to pay for the house for one more year, you can tell them just save it, because I will be taking a day off if I find necessary for me. You're not going to get me to neglect my purpose so you can feel at home and at one with me because you do it regularly.
Not trying to
I'm blessed to do what I do. I'm blessed to do what I do. I'm thankful and grateful for what I do. And these people provide me a livelihood and gift me and bring value to my life in various ways. So I'm sorry for you. That's not your experience. And you feel like this is a chore every day. I don't have the same experience. And when I do, I don't show up, or I cut it, or I cut it early.
I'm interrupting you because this is just frustrating as hell. You take a little thing I say and then you twist it all around with this big fucking narrative, dude. Come on.
Again, how many times do you have to give me advice about my life and my career when you don't even take your own advice and can't produce results?
Paul, what advice specifically?
If you had value waiting for you here every day to show up, you wouldn't show up to collect it? Give me a break.
You're not.
Stop projecting on me and living through me.
Hey, you know what I think you're doing? I think you're doing what you accused me of doing. I think you're using me so you get more promotion.
I just don't need any of your advice on what I need to do and not do. I'm very in touch with my beingness. I've spoken at some point. I may
Paul, my limits are done. Let's start.
Your limits were done before we got here. Let's be real.
Start wrapping up, Paul.
You've been white knuckling this whole process for a year and a half.
All right, you won't even respect the fucking wrap up.
No shit, he won't.
He said you've been white knuckling the whole process.
No, I've actually tried to have fun today. I joined Paul's stream with the idea of having fun. He then creates this narrative of how it's going to be over on my stream. He shows up to make sure it's his way.
Ooh.
And he's doing it in a passive aggressive way. I don't know what you guys see and don't see, but Paul is an excellent manipulator. His gaslighting has convinced many people.
Yeah, you'll never convince Flo of that. Never.
What? Not Paul.
Well, Flo is guilty, as is Paul, of trying to persuade others to doubt and disbelieve me. So I consider, you know what, brothers and sisters, for those who might be able to imagine my experience from my perspective, and consider some of the names you've seen up here. Consider some of the comments you've heard some of these men and people saying about me. I'm walking the walk.
You understand that there's a difference. What's the difference between Paul's criticism and mine? Or do you notice one?
You've both been attacking with ad hominem, personal attacks, mischaracterizations.
He asked for the differences, not the similarities.
You asked for the differences? The differences, Flo, you've been much more kind and more willing to listen. You have been willing to listen for the most part.
But what do you think the intention of our criticisms are? Because I think that's the main difference. I'll just tell you, it's a retort. I criticize your ideas because I want the problems worked out of them. He criticizes you because he wants a wrench.
I disagree, but I understand why you think.
I think he meant to manipulate you, period, not just a wrench. Yeah. All right.
Well, yeah, but today specifically it was a wrench. At least from the few minutes I heard over on Paul's earlier.
Well, today the wrench is just.
That's a lot of work for a wrench, bro.
The wrench.
Bro, he's persistent about it. One thing I got to give Paul credit where it's due. That dude is persistent.
Well,
you're a dumb fuck. Supposed to.
Oh shit! I was just saying you were the second best rapper on the panel this morning, which is not saying much, but
you're a dumb fuck.
Okay.
All right. Hey, guys,
You-
I am ready to wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
ask
I'm
why
sure
I'm
you
a
are,
dumb
Jack.
fuck, or you just not want to do that at all?
As what?
Jack, that was a question to you. I'm curious why I'm a dumb fuck, but if you don't want to do that at all, then you can feel free to cut off the question.
We're all dumb fucks. At least Jack has a chance. You guys are dumb fucks.
Fascinating.
That's coming from a homeless urine drinker, so do with it what you will.
But so why is that homeless urine drinker?
Why are you a
Tell
dumb
you
fuck?
Why am I a dumb fuck? Yes.
I don't know. You're just a smug. Hey, what happened? Remember when you first used to come on Paul's panel? Why
Are
did
you
you used to do that?
deflecting?
How long? No, I said you're a smug idiot, basically. But I was trying to
Oh, yeah.
dig deeper. But you want me to just keep insulting you, or?
No, actually, let's wrap it up. Brian, you've offered your observations. I appreciate you joining. I do like you, Brian, but when you find a reason to understand me better, we'll get along better. So, Flo, I suspect, not to speak for Brian, I'm gonna start wrapping up. Thank you, Brian. Not to speak for him, but I would assume his reaction was in protection, defending Paul. He's very loyal to Paul, and that's probably why you were viewed as a dumb fuck opposing
I
him.
assume it was. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not too. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
I respect you asked. I respect you asked for clarification.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I don't know. Such a goofy crew. For the record, they did all come over here as a crew, explicitly. So London wasn't wrong.
no, that's true too.
If you want a good laugh, you seem like you're in a mood. OTWs this morning, all the losers raps. Wizard was definitely the best. Everybody else is terrible. Yeah, it's the goofiest shit ever. Wizard came out of left field with it, but yeah.
So
O'Shea snaps and
if you like that, I'm on my way out. So I tell you all, it's all about the factors of the ladder that gathers the chatter that matters, the flatters, the flat earthers, and the true entropers and masters of the rappers of the OG chapters, which captures the stature of the pastures that are plastered in the hereafter of your minds. So imagine this and imagine that. Go ahead and chit chat and give facts that live fat and mismatch and dispatch. The true latch that did catch and attach the idea hatch from a mishap and the bitch that quit that, of which she was blind. Folks, it's not the elephant that's blind. Wake up.
See, man, who fucking knew?
Dude, what's the
I got to give credit where credit's due. That shit, he's pretty fucking good with it. All the rest of them should retire. All right, later.
All right, peace. Thank you, Flo. Have a wonderful day. Are you even there, Sean? All right, I think not. Yes, brothers and sisters, thank you again, sincerely. And actually, you know what? Paul, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing? Do you have interest in just a conversation? I mean, online or off?
Yeah, I'd rather do it here, like I've said in the past, for my own reasons. It's not really necessarily for the show or to do a competition. I just would rather keep our interactions, at least until a certain point, on the public record, right? If I, at some point, see the value in taking it more private, then I will do that. But with our history and our track record, I think that it would be foolish of me and would present a liability to bring this relationship or interaction into a private venue where there's no witnesses.
Is that because of me or you?
Potentially both. I'm not making a objective determination on who's necessarily right or wrong. I'm just saying that I wouldn't see why you would want to bring this relationship into the private with me the way that it's gone.
Well, if you ever allowed it, you would have found out. But the purpose was, and I've tried to explain this, but the purpose is the conversations I want to have. It's kind of personal, a little critical. I know you're comfortable offering criticism and stuff online, but I know for a fact that for me to communicate critical and, unpleasant
Yeah,
observation.
so you want me to support or enable a lack of authenticity and accountability? That's the opposite of what I'm in the quote unquote business of doing.
I want you to legitimately feel safe without the character.
I feel completely safe speaking the truth and being held accountable and holding you accountable to the truth.
But you don't. You don't
Okay,
allow
you're going to
yourself
tell
to
me
be
how I
held.
feel.
I'm
Okay.
willing to. Are you willing to engage in conversation, or do you want to argue?
I already told you once, yes. You're qualifying everything constantly. I'm not. I'm an open book and I'm here to serve the truth. So go ahead, fire away.
You don't serve the truth, brother. And please, how do we serve the truth when we don't consider it? When we're so quick to interrupt it, reject it?
That's your truth, not the truth.
It's the experience you're offering me, Paul. And you got to recognize the results of our relationship. I adapt. I'm open. I'm willing. I keep trying. The results of our relationship are on you.
Well, wouldn't you think that you would say that to everyone in your life so far? That's how I imagine it. It's pretty much everyone you've worked with, your wife, your child. It's all, yeah, there you go. Yeah. So it's everyone else but you, and you can't figure out where the lack of logic is in that. So we'll just leave it right there. That's a perfect final indictment and conviction. I appreciate that.
Just because you're skeptical, I'm happy to explain.
You're beyond a grandiose narcissist.
And again, if anyone wants to review the evidence of my life, wants to see my life from my perspective, it's actually pretty quite clear to me. God is involved, right? God is involved. And if in fact God is using me in some way as a clumsy messenger, right? I claim no more than to be a follower, a disciple of Jesus, one who has sought to know God the Father. I'm a man who claims to have love to share. So if in fact God is potentially using me as a messenger, there's a lot of things that have been revealed to me. Doesn't mean anything special. I've just had a different perspective on life, on me. And so as I'm constantly trying to deal with people who don't know me, trying to convince me I'm not me, I know for a fact that within each of us, we signify everything, right? But to keep it simple, within each of us, we signify the world and we signify God. Now, I keep getting judged by the worldly parts of me, and personally, I honestly don't think I'm doing too bad. All things considered, if you look at the bigger picture of me and who I am, my worldly results, I'm not ashamed. I'm kind of proud of the things I've achieved. And if you look beyond, look at the other side of that. Each one of us represents the will, the love, the grace of God. It's the Christ that's within. If you can't, what Paul was just saying, it's like God is. That's what I'm doing. I'm patiently waiting for anyone to welcome me into their lives. That's what God did with me. And this was actually, hey, brothers and sisters, this is perfect, because this was a lesson I was observing earlier. My practice of prayer, my surrender to the all that is, my surrender to the moment and the reality that God has brought forth for me to experience up to and including today in this moment. So earlier today, this was my recognition. This is the mind game I play with myself, and it works for me. So I bring myself into the humility. Praise God. Thank you for this breath that breathes me, for the life force, energy, and all of this world, the natural environment and unnatural environment that sustains me and moves me through this day. Thank you, God. For without you, Lord, without you, God, I truly am nothing. I truly am no thing without you, God. And in this day where I settle into my faith, I remind myself, how did I learn this? I learned these practices in great part inspired by, taught through the Bible, Jesus, the red letter words of what he was saying, the truth of love, mercy, compassion, forgiveness, faith, divine faith, as he demonstrated, as he chose to do, the divine faith that brought forth spontaneous miracles with those around him. His faith was so strong it was shared, and I'm hoping to share my faith. My faith feels strong to me, and I do feel strong in my faith. So my prayers today were to surrender to the Father of time and all that is into this moment. And I find I meet the totality, the unity. I become one with God in the stillness and in the silence. And in that stillness and silence where I truly am no thing, I am one with everything. And from that place of oneness with everything, I know where I learned it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Yeshua, my Lord, my Savior, that which led me to know, to trust, to believe in the way of love, the way of truth, the way of peace. So, brothers and sisters, there are similarities between all of us, all that ever was, all that is. And so let's find the parts of us that we want to grow, that we want the world to know of, and what we can achieve in the future. So with that, I think I am going to wrap it up. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, all who joined today and in the future, my love, my appreciation, my gratitude. And seriously, simplify your life. I encourage you, don't listen to me, but try this for yourself. What's the worst thing that happens? I don't know. Seeking God. What could be the worst thing that happens? If you seek the Holy Spirit, you don't pay attention, though. Don't allow yourself to be deceived by what is and is not holy. Regardless, find the peace within you in the stillness, in the silence. Bring the love forth, the gratitude, the appreciation. That's what feels good. And when you feel good, share the good. And the next thing you know, when you grow the good, feel the good, share the good, you'll be living your dream and helping others to live their dreams as well. Thank you again, brothers and sisters, sincerely. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless.